everyone, and welcome back. We are going to wrap up our scientific notation lesson by looking at very tiny numbers. So our last lesson, we talked about big numbers and how we used positive exponents. In this lesson, we're going to talk about teeny tiny numbers and how they use negative exponents. So just like the last lesson, but instead of having whole numbers, we're going to have very long decimal numbers. So our example for today, well, let me back up. So in our last lesson, we talked about how 5 times 10 to the first was 50. And 5 times 10 to the second was 500. So as I add digits, 5 times 10 to the 10th would be a 5 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros after it. So as my numbers get larger, my numbers get larger. As my exponents get larger, my numbers get larger. What if my exponents were getting smaller? What do you think happens when the exponents get smaller? My number is going to get smaller also. So in the same way that I add zeros and I lengthen my number this direction with my larger exponents, if my exponent is smaller than 1, or smaller than 0, that is, my extension isn't going to go this way. It's going to start going this way instead. Also, little caveat, exponents. Anything to the 0 is 1, just so that you know that. So 10 to the 0 power is equal to 1. 5 to the 0 power is equal to 1. It's a rule. We could get into why, but let's just get into this. Okay. So same as last time, except this time I'm going to have, let's say, 0.0000532. Sure. Now, in the same way that when we were dealing with large numbers, we moved our decimal until there was one digit in front. We're going to do the same thing with this number. So I need to move this decimal to the right. So step 1, move decimal to the right until one digit is in front. So for that, I'm shooting for this spot right there, because then it would just have a 5, and that's where I stop. I want one regular number, not zeros. I want one whole number, or natural number, I should say. I need one natural number to be on the left of the decimal point. So I'm moving my decimal to there. And just like yesterday, or last lesson, I'm going to count how many spaces over. So step 2, count how many spaces. So I started here and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So for this example, we're dealing with 5 spaces. And you're counting the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, last time when we dealt with large numbers, we had positive exponents. In this situation, we're going to have negative exponents, because instead of our number getting bigger to the right, my number is getting smaller. So we're representing zeros in front, not zeros behind. So I'm going to rewrite my number. Rewrite number with our new decimal place. So it's going to be 5.32. So 5.32. And then the last thing I need to do is take my step 2 and make it my exponent. My exponent for my times 10 is negative number of spaces from step 2. So from this one. So if I moved it 5 spaces, it's going to be times 10 to the negative 5. So if you have a positive exponent, your number is large. If you have a negative exponent, your number is less than 1. That's kind of a rule if you want to write that down to help you remember it. Exponents. So if your exponent is greater than 0, it's a large number. If your exponent is less than 0, it is a small number. Like to represent the size of an atom or the distance between electrons in an atom. Like things that are teeny, teeny, tiny. How big the COVID virus is. That is represented in a scientific notation with a negative exponent. So this is negative exponent. And this is a positive exponent. So positive exponents, the distance to the moon, the distance to Pluto, the distance from the sun to Pluto. I don't know. Big, big, big distances. Negative exponents are those teeny tiny things like how big is the COVID virus? How big is a molecule of H2O? How big is a oxygen particle? Like all these teeny, 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 tiny things. That's negative exponents. Positives, big. Negatives, teeny tiny. All right, again, the best way for you to get better at this is to practice. So get to it, and if you have any questions, y'all know how to find me. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get notifications, ring the bell, and I will see you guys next time.